Hello and welcome back to another episode of Insufferable with me, your host, Lindsay Howe, episode 37. Okay, how are we all doing? It's a beautiful day here in Southern California. Nice, sunny. I wouldn't know I haven't even left the house today except for when we took Frank out for a little pee this morning. He also got a nice bath this morning too, which he did not like. Okay, but it had to be done. Now he's super soft and he smells like shampoo. He's over there, you can't see him. Anyways, and we are joined by Braun, who was already laying there when I sat down. So what I gotta do? You guys, you might have heard that it is the 25th anniversary of The Lord of the Rings. Okay? What is The Lord of the Rings, you ask? Did not ask that at all. Everybody knows who Lord of the Rings is. But The Lord of the Rings is a critically acclaimed high fantasy trilogy by J.R.R. Tolkien, published in 1954 to 1955, and a groundbreaking 2001 through 2003 film directed by Peter Jackson. Okay, following Frodo Baggins, the story centers on the quest to destroy the One Ring to defeat the Dark Lord Sauron. The films, known for intense, epic, and emotionally resonant themes of friendship and sacrifice, featured a renowned ensemble cast including Elijah Wood, Ian McKellen, and Viggo Mortensen. Mortensen. I always get that confused because in It's Always Sunny, Mac dresses up like he thinks he's dressing up as a Phantom of the Opera, but he's like, it's Viggo Mortensen. And Dennis is like, that is not the character's name. That's not even the actor's name. You're not even getting that right. So I can never get his name right. But they didn't mention Sean Astin there in that little descriptor, which kind of pisses me off because he totally makes the movie. And yeah, Sean Astin, Samwise Gamgee, do Orlando Bloom as Legolas, the twink. The twink who just does not stop, dude. The guy never bleeds. He's never dirty. His hair is always laid to the gods. And yeah, he's an all-around great character. Nothing bad about him. Okay, hold on. Let me write one more note here. So I have some notes here because Sierra and I went and saw the movies in the theater, okay? Since it's the 25th anniversary, they have the extended cut in the theater right now. You can go see it, on the big screen. Okay, we saw one on Friday and the second one, The Two Towers, on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we couldn't get tickets to the third one because there was only front seats available. So we watched that one at home together and then kind of reconvened about it later on. But the extended cut is so egregious. No offense to Peter Jackson or the team, but unfortunately, 4.5 hours worth of a movie is simply egregious. Okay. And after having seen said movies, I know now that it was not necessary in any way to make a 4.5 hour movie. Okay. So I saw the movies when they came out, right? I was 11 years old when these came out. So I did not remember anything. The only thing I remember about the Lord of the Rings trilogy is that one of the hobbits makes a joke about having second breakfast. Okay, which I always thought was Samwise Gamgee. I thought he's the one who said that line. He is not. So not only do I not remember anything about the movie, the one thing I remember about the movie is actually an inaccurate memory. I made it up in my head, that a whole other character said that is not true. So, I think it was Mary and the other Hobbit who, that is a gay love story. Okay. I have heard some people saying that the story between Sam and Frodo is a gay love story. I didn't get that vibe. I definitely got a gay love story vibe between the other two. Mary and, God, what's the other guy's name? Hobbits, Mary. Yeah. Mary, whose best friend, Frodo's friends, blah, blah, blah. Pippin. Mary and Pippin, they are a gay couple. You cannot convince me otherwise. Okay, they be getting high together, they be traveling together, they be sticking together, having each other's backs. That is a real true show of like real deep friendship. But you know, on the surface, but deep down, that is a gay relationship, and I love it, by the way, if I'm not being clear. Love that. But I did see someone recently say that the whole Frodo and Sam relationship's pretty gay. After having seen the movie this past week, all 3 movies back to back, by the way. I mean, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday back to back. They're not gay. They're not gay. Sam is just a loyal guy. And he made a promise to see it through, to get Frodo to the end, to quite literally save the world. Which brings me to my first fucking point. Okay, I'm going to preface this with saying I have not seen The Hobbit. From what I understand, that's like a prequel, kind of. You kind of get the backstory of Bilbo. And, you know, I'm not going to say that I know anything about the Hobbits. But here's what I will say. Yeah, see, there's a whole other 3-part series, about Bilbo Baggins, and there's probably a lot of information in there that I should probably have to articulate the opinion that I have about Bilbo in you know, at this moment. So you know, if you're a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, you read all the books, you know everything about all the characters, you're probably not going to like this take, but here is my take. This whole situation was perpetrated by Bilbo Baggins, okay? Who I thought was a pretty cool character. But as we just established, I don't remember anything about the movie. So he actually turns out to not be a good character in my opinion, okay? We see very little of him, which makes me feel like the Hobbit movies and or books probably give a little better, you know, just backstory on Bilbo. Like, somebody please convince me why I need to like Bilbo, okay? I thought I liked him. It turns out I just didn't know any better, okay? I used to have a dog walking business called Bilbo Wagons, okay? Because I relate to the hobbits of this, you know, of the Shire. Dude, can you imagine? Can you imagine if there was a town where I could buy a home that's nestled in the fucking hill, the green, grassy hills, and there's arched doorways and circular doorways everywhere? I mean, don't even get me fucking started on the real estate of the Shire and how I resonate with it so much. But, Bilbo, he finds this ring by accident, basically, in a cave or whatever. I can't really remember what he was doing when he found this ring, which had already been found by one guy and then was found by another guy. And then, and they all lost it somehow because, you know, men never know how to keep track of the things that they have, even if they're nice things. And it ended up being found by Bilbo. Okay. Bilbo started wearing this ring and slowly started losing his mind. Okay. The ring, it kind of gives you schizophrenia. Pretty much. Okay. It makes you, your loyalty basically is, circulated around this piece of jewelry. Okay. I love a gold piece of jewelry as much as the next guy. But if I have a gold piece of jewelry and it's giving me schizophrenic symptoms, okay, I'm isolating from my friends and my family. I am, trashing my house and drawing maps for no reason. I'm being really rude to my nephew, who's actually a really cool guy. The townspeople, I never speak to them. I try to act like I'm never home. It's giving isolation. It's giving, you know what I mean? That was happening, and I knew it was this ring. You have to get rid of the ring. If I was Bilbo, I would have took that ring and threw it in the damn forest or in the fucking babbling brook or some shit and let somebody else deal with it. Okay? Is that a good idea? No, because the Dark Lord of Sauron could feel that the ring was still, in existence on the Earth or Middle Earth or whatever planet this series takes place on. The Eye of Sauron can tell that the ring is still hanging around, okay? That is why the whole premise of the movie is you have to destroy the ring. ASAP, by the way. ASAP, because he's going to possess all these different weird-ass fucking dudes to, carry out his agenda. Okay, and I'm just assuming that the Eye of Sauron is a man, because a woman would never. Okay. He's going to possess all of these very weak men to carry out his agenda to take over the world or whatever the fuck he's going to try to do. I don't really even know or remember what the end goal is for Sauron. But, yeah. Bilbo finds his fucking ring. He knows that there's something going on with this ring, but he's addicted to it, right? People would just be getting addicted to this ring, okay? It's kind of basic. To be honest, I have one right here, okay? Got this on Etsy. It's really it's nothing special, okay? So Bilbo knows that he is losing his shit. And he said, you know what? I need to go away. I need to go away. I need to hang with the elves. I know if I spend some time with the elves, I'm going to... Hanging out with the elves is basically a rehabilitation for whoever needs it. And the elves are pretty welcoming. You go over there, the sun is shining bright. All the women are fine. Everyone has long hair and they're all like real beautiful and welcoming and magical, and they have good style. Everybody's wearing sick fits, dude. Everyone's dripped to the gills. And if you are, fucking, I don't think the dwarves and the dwarfs and the elves get along very well, but I still feel like if a dwarf needed to get away to clear his mind, he could go over with the elves. You know what I'm saying? It's rehab. It's rehab for all the other creatures. So he goes, I need to go with the elves. I need to go on a writing retreat. I'm trying to finish my book. He's writing a book. He's a writer, of course. Tragic. No offense to you writers. But, a damn character written as a writer is just always insufferable. And that's a lot coming from me. On this episode, on this podcast called Insufferable. That's a lot coming from me. But anyway, he said, you know what? I'm going to dip. I'm not going to tell anyone, by the way. I'm going to abandon my whole, town where everyone loves me. And I'm going to go to rehab because this ring has fucked me up. And who am I going to leave this ring to? My young nephew. Yeah. I know the ring is evil and disgusting and gross, and I guess I could, go destroy it myself. But instead, I'm going to leave it to my young nephew, who is a hobbit, by the way, who is no more than 3 feet, 5 inches tall. Okay. Could have left it to, the elves probably could have eradicated the ring in fucking like an hour. If he would have gone to the elves and said, hey, I have this ring. It's fucking me up. It's actually the Eye of Sauron's going to fucking come and, infiltrate us all and ruin all of our lives if we don't get rid of it. The elves probably would have been like, oh, you know what? They probably would have tossed their hair back, their long hair, and they would have said, I'll be right back. Hopped on a beautiful horse, rode down to Mordor, walked right in, and dropped that bitch in the fucking lava. And this all would have been over in 90 minutes. Instead, the ring is left with low-key the most incapable person. And you have placed such a burden on this young man for no reason. For no fucking reason. I don't know if I'm missing something. If there's something in the book, talk about Frodo is the chosen one or whatever. How the fuck Bilbo would even know that? I don't know. Frodo had to be the chosen one. Okay, he didn't have a choice. He tried to pass it off to some other men, powerful men. And they all wanted the power for themselves. Okay, that's how this whole thing fucking started. Is everybody wants the fucking ring for themselves so they can do the little disappearing act or whatever that they could do with the ring. Okay? Leave it up to a man. Leave it up to a man to be like, oh, I could destroy all evil in 90 minutes. Get my ass to Mordor on a horse, by the way. Frodo and Sam never hop on a horse once. They go all the way to Mordor on foot. Bro, what? Are they just trying to remain low key? Why would you? Everybody else in the crew, by the way, everybody else in the crew is literally on a fucking horse. Okay, Legolas is on a horse. Gimli it literally rides in the back of the same fucking horse as Legolas because they be fucking... Also a gay love story, by the way. Legolas and fucking Gimli, whatever. I'm just fucking saying... They don't have one fucking way to alleviate the travels. Like, of course you're fucking exhausted by the end. You went on foot the whole way. Why'd you do that? And if you know why they did that and I'm missing something, please let me know. If you know me, text me, call me, send me a voice note. If you don't know me, leave a comment here. Okay? I'm happy to concede the point. If at some point in the movie they were like, hey, listen, you're going to have to go all the way to Mordor, which is going to be like the most difficult and dangerous fucking suicide mission you've ever gone on. You're also going to have to go on foot the whole way. But we're going to ride next to you on horses the whole way while we protect you on the journey. But we're never going to offer you a ride on the horse. Girl, that shit fucked me up. So yeah, the whole thing is Bilbo's fault. He hands over the most dangerous, evil item that's ever existed in their lifetime. That is surely going to destroy the world, and all of these ugly orcs are going to take over, and burn and pillage all of the, good people of this planet. And he just hands it over to, young Frodo to handle, and then dips on his, rehabilitation vacation. And we don't hear from him for a long time. For a long time. And the only thing he fucking offers is this, honestly, sick ass outfit. Well, not outfit, but it's like a shirt. It's like a chainmail shirt to protect, Frodo on his journey. Okay. While that shirt, that chainmail shirt comes in handy Later in the movie, I will say it was nice for him to have. It reminds me of those memes where it's like, it's not safe, take this. And someone's handing you something that's not helpful at all. It's like a little kitten. It's not, it's a dangerous journey. Take this with you. And it's a fucking cat. Or it's like a possum or something. Something that's really not going to help you on this dangerous journey, low key. So honestly, like, he could have given him way more protection. I mean, the chainmail top comes in handy later on in the movie. Spoiler alert. Also, the whole episode's going to be full of spoilers. Okay, if you haven't seen the movie, it's been 25 years. I don't know what the fuck the holdup is. So yeah, Gandalf does die at some point. So it's kind of like... I didn't know Gandalf was going to die in the first movie, or, you know, pretend to die, or we thought he died, and we did grieve him for quite some time, okay? And then he comes back in the second movie, The Two Towers, you know, with a glow up. He grew up. He went from Gandalf the Grey to Gandalf the White, and now he be looking low-key like an elf. Anyway, Gandalf's glow up was good. Yeah, Bilbo, the whole thing is his fault, dude. He could have given it to someone. I'm just saying, I don't know. If I was Bilbo, I would have dropped it in the fucking lake and made it someone else's problem, even though that wouldn't help anybody. Like I said, it was gonna, the trajectory of the situation was already the ball was already rolling. Okay, so... I'm just saying, dude. Bilbo, there was more responsibility that he should have took, and provided more resources for Frodo to go on this fucking journey, by the way. And like I said, Frodo tried to say, hey, someone who's bigger and stronger than me should go to Mordor and return this ring to the fiery pits of hell so we can destroy it. And then none of those men could be trusted. So at the end of the day, Frodo was the only man who was trustworthy enough to hold on to the ring. So I understand now, actually. That's all coming together. There were no noble men in this movie except for, Viggo Mortensen. His character, Aragorn, I think his name was. Pretty noble guy. And he had a roster. He had a roster of women. It was only 2, but that's more than all the other guys had, because most of the other guys were doing gay love stories behind the scenes. So anyways, and you know what really pissed me off about Bilbo is first of all, he starts the whole trajectory. He hands the ring off to somebody who's not capable, and it's going to kill him. It's a suicide mission. Blah, blah, blah. I already said that. Okay. Then he makes him the chainmail outfit. Kind of sick. He's doing very well. Doesn't even say like, hey, I know this journey is going to be terrible. Sorry that I placed this burden on you. He doesn't say anything like that. He just says, hey, I made you this shirt for your journey. Good luck. Doesn't even say sorry. And then we don't see Bilbo again until the last 15 minutes of the final film, and where he is hella old, and he's going to go on another fucking retreat with the elves. Okay? And he's old as fuck at this point. Decrepit. On death's doorstep. Old. And we've just experienced the traumas and tribulations of all the characters in the movie, and how fucking difficult it was to get this ring to fucking Mordor and put it in the damn wall, in the fucking lava. And us as, not only are the characters exhausted, us as the viewers are exhausted. We're like, oh my God, dude, they almost didn't make it. This is exhausting. I'm on 15 hours worth of fucking film. By the way, 3 movies at 4.5 hours a piece. I don't know what the math is there, but it's a lot. And we're like, fuck, dude. I hope these guys can just fucking chill in the Shire, dude. Like, oh my God, they need a vacation. Instead, they go pick up Bilbo, they're going to take him to another vacation. He's going to go on another vacation. Like, he fucking deserves that. And he had the audacity, bitch. Oh, bitch, this pissed me off. He had the audacity to ask Frodo, do you have that ring still? Could I see it if you still have it? Bitch, you don't fucking know. You don't fucking know what we just went through to get rid of that ring. And you have the audacity to ask me to see it again. And you just wanted to hold it and wear it one last time. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was boiling. My blood was boiling. I said, Bilbo, you fucking pissed me off for the last time. For the last time. I can't believe he had the audacity to fucking ask for that ring. That bitch. Anyway, one thing I will say about the movies. One thing I will say. I'm like fucking 60 minutes into this fucking episode here. Something I will say about them. I am going to check the time real quick. Okay, we're only 26 minutes in. 26. What's that? New beginnings? Probably. Something that I really liked about the movie, which is something that you get to have when you watch movies from the early 2000s and prior. Natural teeth on all the actors. Not a veneer in sight. Oh my God, how refreshing. How refreshing it is to see a little bit of gaps in people's teeth. They have smaller teeth. The teeth fit the frame of their face. Some are a little bit crooked. Not a veneer in sight. It was so nice to see, and something that I really do miss. I'm so sick of the veneers, dude. The veneers, at some point in Hollywood, we will not even be able to make period movies anymore. Movies that take place in the 1800s and 1750 and fucking AD and we will not have to, we won't be able to make those because all of the people are going to look like they are from right now. It's going to be filler. It's going to be lip filler. It's going to be faces stapled to the back of their heads. It's going to be veneers that are way too big for their mouths. It's going to be huge knockers, circular breasts, hard as rocks. I mean, it doesn't matter how good the plastic surgery is. You still look like you are from 2025. You look like you're from 2026. You look like you're from right fucking now. And at some point, all of the actors are going to look like that, and we're not going to be able to make period movies anymore. It's going to be very sad. It's going to be very sad. And so I called that, by the way. Go ahead and clock it right here, right now. Insufferable with Lindsay, episode 37. She predicted that period movies will be phased out because people simply will not look good enough. I mean, or not good enough, but like they will not, it won't compute. Bitches did not have lip filler in 1805. It's just not how it was. So yeah, get these period movies in while you can, guys, because they are fleeting. And another thing that I really liked, you know, the costumes were great in all these films. The costumes were really good. But you know what was really good? The wigs, girl. Nearly unclockable wigs. And for 2001, that's pretty good. Okay. Those were the days where they were actually casting like real good hair and makeup and wardrobe people. Okay. Those people were getting paid real money. And sure, they were working long hours, but they were like really proud of their work, right? The wigs were nearly unclockable. They were very good. Now, fast forward to 2025 and think about the wigs that we see in movies now. You can clock them from a mile away. You can dude, someone just like scared the shit out of me. You can clock them from a mile away. It's absolutely heinous. Some of the hair and makeup that's going into fucking $100 million movies. I mean, what the hell? What the hell? And I always think of The Hunting Wives. Okay. That show could have been good. And you know what? Low-key, it was good. I'm not saying it wasn't a good movie or show. What I'm saying is every single wig in the show was clockable. It looked like it came from fucking Spirit Halloween. It looked like you got this shit on Amazon.com talking about 4 a.m. delivery next day. And from what I understand, that's low-key what happened in that show. Is they had a wig that was, wigs that were like low-key good, but they couldn't get the wigs on set. Like the wigs were in LA and they were filming in like Virginia or some shit. Texas, or I don't remember where they're filming. But the main actor in it, she was saying like, yeah, I know why people are talking shit about the wigs. Like that wasn't even the wig that was made for me. Like I had a custom wig and we couldn't get it on set. And so we had to get, like backup wigs. They probably Amazon the wigs. And you know what? It's very obvious. Yeah. It's very clear that these are Amazon wigs. So seeing the unclockable wigs in Lord of the Rings was refreshing. It was refreshing, and all of the shots were so like up close and detailed that like there is no room for error with the wigs. They can't be clockable. You have to make sure that they are fucking good. And they were. There were some shots, here and there you could kind of see, like, you kind of clock it a little bit. But for 2001, they were killing it. And I now really appreciate that. Something that I didn't like, Frodo, silver chain with a gold ring on it. Don't fucking piss me off, dude. I do not like to mix metals. I'm all gold girly, as you can see. Okay, unfortunately, these two rings are silver, and that's not really like me. But I'm wearing them for the stones. But do you really think I want to mix these metals? No. When I saw that fucking chain with that gold ring on it, the silver chain with the gold ring on it, I said, what the fuck? Don't fucking piss me off. Anyways, in a totally sort of unrelated topic for a layman. Okay, I am a layman when it comes to this fantasy situation. Okay, I am also not a book reader. I did not read these books. I am a layman through and through with all of this. Okay, please tell me, as a layman, how am I supposed to know the difference between Gandalf and Dumbledore? No, I'm fully serious. Those are the same guy. They kind of have the same personality. And how are you supposed to know the difference between them? I heard that, what's her name? The Harry Potter lady stole all the ideas from Lord of the Rings. She stole all her ideas for Harry Potter from Lord of the Rings. I like Harry Potter. I'm not a huge fan of her, obviously, for obvious reasons. But I like Harry Potter, okay? Maro and I did a very in-depth marathon of all of the Harry Potter movies back in like 2021, okay? So I am, somewhat recently versed on those movies. But now that I'm watching The Lord of the Rings, I'm like, how in the fuck can you tell the difference between Bilbo and fucking Gandalf? They're the same. They are the fucking same. And I just wanted to say that. I feel like I've said that on my Instagram stories before. Where I'm like, who is who? Honestly. Put like two pictures of them next to each other. There's no way to tell. There's no way to tell, especially when Gandalf is gray. I'm about to pull up a fucking picture, actually. Hold on. Gandalf versus Dumbledore. Look, that's already on the fucking front page of this shit, dude. Oh my god, they're basically the same guy. Is it the same actor? No, it's not the same actor. But they're the same fucking guy. Don't fucking piss me off. I didn't know Dumbledore had a gay little, like, beret. Maybe that's a good way to tell them apart. I thought he wore a hat. But anyway, yeah. As far as the extended cut of it all, my only, like, real gripe with the movies, which I only watched the extended cuts, okay? I don't remember if I watched them when I was a kid, whatever, when I was 11, when they came out. The extended cuts, I need to know what you, Peter Jackson, it's a direct question for you, what you added in that had to make it 4.5 hours. Because in my opinion, there was way too many battles. There was way too many battles. And the thing about battles in film is that at some point for the viewer, vertigo sets in. Okay? I cannot concentrate on a battle scene for that long. And that's not just me. That's everybody. If the camera is like swooshing here and swooshing here and swooshing here, and there's hundreds of people and they're all fighting each other, and there's swords here and bow and arrows and, you know, all this shit going on, okay? That's an effective way to portray, chaos. This is a battle. It's column row type shit where they're here and they've run in and they just fucking start fighting. Okay, I get it. But why so many? There's way too many battle scenes. And those battle scenes didn't even provide any character arcs or anything that like actually adds to the story. The only thing I could see is like kind of trying to clarify that there are several different battles, several different armies getting involved. A new army shows up, they start fighting. Another army shows up, they got elephants, and the orcs, they're fighting at first, and then the orcs come back. Now they have like these giant orcs. Like, okay, the armies are getting bigger and more dangerous. Like, I don't understand why there had to be so many fucking